COVID, quite honestly, has helped a lot to make these businesses realize that they should have already had online stores as versus waiting and struggling to now try to get it done at the 11th hour, and now realizing, oh, I can reach a whole new group of people and still support my bricks and mortar store. And so we've seen that transition happening now. It would have been nice to have seen that happen before. They would have been in a better position to ride out the COVID storm, but help them get there and help them start thinking about how I can use technology and keep my business going. I mean, we've had businesses open in this, which is awesome. I mean, the music from next door, obviously he opened in the middle of this. He was, he had just started construction when COVID hit. We've got the 16-year-old that just opened up I don't know if you've interviewed her yet, but the Free Spirit Threads. So she's went from her online store to bricks and mortar and opened up downtown, and we got the wine bar reopened under new vintage 414. So that's people these are folks that are opening up stores in the middle of COVID. Yeah. So there's not a lot of places that can do that. I mean, there are a lot of towns that can't open stores during COVID. Yeah. We got Wozni too, or the river photography. Those are all within just a block of here that I'm naming, right? That have opened. Yeah. Then you go out inside the county, you get to even better. And some of these businesses have actually flourished or grown. Our distribution businesses have done really well because of what we could do and how we can move product and not have the same restrictions that they've had in New Jersey and New York and other areas in terms of being able to get things moved. Restaurants obviously have all taken a pounding, right? The hospitality industry, it's all hotels. I mean, think about the Hyatt, the Holiday Inn. I mean, anybody that's doing travel has been wildly impacted and will be for some time. I mean, I think it's going to be a while before that industry gets back. Tourism actually picked up a little bit in the summer for some of our ecotourism type folks. They actually saw some upticks just because people wanted to get outdoors and do things. And to your point, they get out of the cities and find things to do. So some of those organizations were doing well, but it's been tough. I mean, obviously bricks and mortar retail was already hard. This just made it harder, right? I mean, being shut down for however many months that we were completely shut down where you couldn't even open your doors, to then restrictions that came in, and we don't know what the governor's going to say at 5 o'clock tonight. Everybody's already speculating. That's what the call was about. I just took is, what's he going to do? Is he going to follow suit and do what Baltimore did? And that maybe that'll be the death knell for some restaurants. Quite honestly, I don't know how they survive another, outside only, especially as we're coming into November and December, to be able to survive another one of those. I mean, the good news has been there has been a lot of grant money floating around. In fact, not even all of it's been claimed. I mean, the governor's complaining that people haven't get it out. It's because people aren't necessarily asking for it. Here, I think some of that's pride, quite honestly. I think some of these folks don't want to have a handout. They want to, I'm going to make it on my own. Why do I want to, I don't want a handout from the government for this. And we're trying to convince them, guys, you need to take it. If it means keeping your business open or not keeping your business open, take the money, apply for it and get it. I think most of our membership is going to survive this and come out the other side. The unemployment numbers here are not as high as they are in other parts of the state yet, but we lag behind typically anyway. The shore as a whole, not just here, and we're usually lag recovery, right? We're usually, anywhere, if you listen to Artaban, Basu, he talks about it all the time. We're usually, a couple, whether it's 18 or 24 months behind the rest of the country recovering on the shore for some reason. We're just slower, but we're slower to go in as well. So we probably haven't hit bottom yet. We'll probably do that sometime in 2021 and then start our climb back out. And the question would be, how fast can we climb back out? Right? The real estate market is booming now. We can't keep houses on the market, right? So if you want to sell your house, now's the time to do it, because to your point, people are exiting the cities and they're looking to get out into, wide open spaces. And, we're kind of like Montana. I mean, places, if you go the person per square mile, there's only 32,000 people in all Dorchester County, and it's a big county, landmass wise. Those people that are coming have disposable incomes as well. And the good news is we're seeing some of them that want to be involved in the community and want to be part of the community. So we're actively work from a chamber perspective and other groups trying to work with those folks. Like I say, it's not all peaches and roses, but it's not all doom and gloom. Right? I mean, the hospital didn't stop, right? Tractor Supply is still coming. right? He's got 2 more pads. He's got people he's talking to up for getting that done. The packing house construction, they're getting ready to put the roof on. The Hearn building roof's going on. I mean, they've started the trusses for it, so that building, I mean, so projects that could have literally just stopped, right? I mean, big projects that could have just said, COVID didn't. Right. Are people hurting? Yes, absolutely. And then you can't ignore that. And again, that's where I think, some of the fundings that have been coming out of the feds and the state are helping with that. And local businesses are helping, I mean, where they can, right? They're not turning their back on folks. The toy drive, right? I don't know if you followed the Dorchester Santa toy drive, but their goal this year is to raise $10,000, which is like, 4 times what they've ever raised. Wow. Because there's going to be that many people that need, toys for their kids so they don't have a horrible Christmas. So, and those business leaders didn't need to do that, right? They could have said, hey, this is a bad year, I need to focus on my business instead of, stepping up and saying we're going to do more. So I think you see the spirit of people wanting to do more. Absolutely, are things bad? Yeah, they're not as good as they were this time last year. This time last year, we were in like hog heaven. I mean, first quarter was the best quarter that most companies had in like, decades. So, I mean, if you compare December, November of 2020 to November of 19, it's god awful terrible. But you compare, November of 2020 to November 2008, right. We are like cooking with gas. If they don't fix the unemployment insurance problem, right? I'm sure you're following that, but the state legislature doesn't act on that right away. That'll hurt business as much as COVID did, because now their unemployment rates are going to go to the point where they can't afford to they're going to have to lay people off to be able to pay unemployment insurance. Are there things we're worried about? Absolutely. Am I bullish that the town's going to survive and thrive? Absolutely. I think, we sit here 5 years from now, we'll be in a much better place than we were today. We probably